Perdona hacer el retraso, ¿eh? Bueno.
All right, apologies for the delay. Joaquín Kino, would you please introduce yourself? Very interesting presentation. To be shared. Well, we have two stands, one from the Instituto de Empresa and the other one from PricewaterhouseCoopers and the master's course. So in the PricewaterhouseCoopers stand offering 20% discount to rooted participants. I am a teacher at the Instituto de Empresa master's course, so well, any of them two are really highly recommendable. So, good morning everyone, thank you very much for being here. Well, I know that the two previous speakers were very, very interesting. So how many of you can speak Murcian language? As I said, well, I will try to pronounce words fully and to speak clearly. So my presentation is about weaknesses in the transportation sector. I'm not talking about trains or buses. I'm talking about packages. Well, but I say I want your package. That sounds a bit weird in Spain. So my name is Joaquín Molina. I work for Engineering, and I work all the elements, okay, all things that make me make lots of money. All the rooted speakers, okay, are highly paid or well paid. And well, if you have any idea where I can make money, just call me or contact me at those contact details. All right, so one of the things that drove me to carry out this research has been there for a long time. So with this, I mean that I started researching on this topic when I started to buy online. And then I decided to bring this presentation here to see whether I could get a Ferrari car as a payment. So, well, actually, one of the things that caught my attention is that government comes out every year with a national strategy for security. And that is very interesting because it also includes transportation. Okay, this is a logo that everyone recognizes. Well, to me, this is an Apple logo, but that is an iMac icon. And this is the icon of Big Bang Theory. And we have the problems with iPhone, the battery, the high price of it. Well, and my report, my research includes all that. And well, the tactics and the tools that I used, well, I feel a bit like Homer Simpsons. And so I just want to indicate that when we are talking about hacking, it is not only about the techniques, the zero and ones, but the lateral movements, thinking out of the box. If someone tells me to follow this way, I just decide to go off track and to take a different pathway. So, well, if you are into security, you will follow my presentation very easily. So this is about using this Burp Suite tool. And well, this is the example of this car, which is wonderful. Okay, the car already knows how to open the door. Okay, current situation. I'm not talking about the situation of the transportation sector, but I am just me who has produced a research and wants to pass it on or to share it with a company. So when you report a vulnerability to companies, sometimes you get a threat in as a result, as an answer. And I said, please do not do anything, don't disclose that to anyone because we may call our lawyers. We might call our lawyers. Sometimes when you share a problem vulnerability with a company, then they show lack of interest. Another type of lack of interest is occultation or hiding, so no one gives you a chance to listen to what you have to say. And actually, I ended up looking for the WhatsApp number of a CTO. Imagine that you are at home, you're the CTO, and then you get a WhatsApp by me telling you about a vulnerability flaw. Sometimes the collaboration is free collaboration, or sometimes it is paid collaboration. All this has facilitated my report a lot, well, meaning that there are some data that I cannot really disclose to you because I just don't want to end up in jail. Alright, so I will start off with transportation company. It is a company that offers a GPS that allows to track lorries and to have technical information about this lorry. So these people had a failure that had been in the catalog for many years. So there is a token in the website. The website does not expire, and it is the session validation. So instead of not going through PHP, if I'm aware of the token, I already go in. So this is the easiest hacking move in history. And I went to Google and I've seen that Google has cached the token. So this is a session authentication of the company. And what happens? Well, that the company publicizes its system and says, oh yes, this tracking system is spread all over the Spain. And what does the customers do? Well, in the corporate website, and I say, okay, you are going to send out a pallet with lemons to Germany. I offer you this tracking for your frames. So they decided to offer this iframe to enter your password, but behind that we have the same URL with the same token failure. So if you get to see the URL, you can already take over. And that's the way I access to the tracking system. So and I could really see what was happening with 30 companies. So this is what you get to see. I gain access to the tracking of all the trucks from very many companies. So those trucks that we see around on the roads. And this is not only allows you to geolocate the truck, but it also, the truck is associated to a plate number, and you can also send in commands for loading and unloading. I could just send an instruction, commands to the truck driver and to tell him, okay, go to Germany and load the truck with, I don't know, these boxes of lemons. Okay, so this is a process failure. This is a process flow. And well, because they have just included that iframe, I got access to that. And then I went to this, I found these windows, and as I say, I could also have information about the plate number, but doing a brute force of plate numbers, that's very highly costly, but often, well, these truck companies often renew their fleet very often. So trying out all these combinations of different numbers to find out the ID of the company was not difficult. Well, they had no quality of service measures whatsoever, number of requests per second, no anti-abuse policy. If you are, well, after 3 or 4 mistakes, okay, well, they didn't do anything, okay, to prevent that, okay, they didn't put anything in place. Well, order tracking. You know where your order is through an ID. Well, when you buy online, you get an ID number and you see you can track your order. So this is very simple. Well, most of the companies I took a look at have this very same problem. And so, well, what is the problem in me tracking orders? Well, some companies show the name, others the street number, others also offer some confidential information. Imagine that I research 3 providers, and then to quantify the volume they do, and imagine that I am a competitor and say, okay, I want to offer you this flat rate. So this is intelligence for the company that should not be available. Okay, so one of the things that I thought doing, I say, okay, logistic operators, there are very many out there, and then I asked my wife for permission, and I say, can I make 50 or 60 different orders on the internet? And I say, yeah, the first thing you have to order is just a rented flat just to leave home. And I said, well, let us see what I can do. Okay, I just looked that up on Google, and I could see what most of the times users to congratulate, to show the satisfaction for the transportation service. They say, oh, this is like very fast service. I'm very happy with it. And then, well, I'll give you an example. Well, this is very rare, but how many of you were told that you were not at home when they wanted to deliver the package and then you were at home? Who is to blame? Well, someone perhaps is to blame for that. They sent out that message, that wrong information. So if I go and study 30 or 4 logistic operators and I take a look at the timeline, I may find different ID numbers. So this was not expected, and then people posted this comment, okay, your company sucks, which is not good. Okay, orders tracking, okay, the technique which is used to avoid or bypass brute force is, well, this